Data flow diagrams reveal relationships among and between the various components in a program or system. DFDs are an important technique for modeling a system's high-level detail by showing how inputted data is transformed to output results through a sequence of functional transformations. DFDs consist of four major components: entities, processes, data stores, and data flows. Defining DFD components. DFDs consist of four basic components that illustrate how data flows in a system: entity, process, data store, and data flow. Entities. An entity is the source or destination of data. The source in a DFD represents these entities that are outside the context of the system. Entities either provide data to the system, referred to as a source, or receive data from it, referred to as a sink. Entities are often represented as rectangles. A diagonal line across the right-hand corner means that this entity is represented somewhere else in the DFD. Entities can also be referred to as agents, terminators, or source or sink. A process. The process is a manipulation or work that transforms data, performing computation, making decisions, logic flow, or directing data flows based on a business rule. In other words, a process receives input and generates some output. Process names, simple verbs and data flow names, such as submit payment or get invoice, usually describe the transformation, which can be performed by people or machines. Processes can be drawn as circles or segmented rectangle on a DFD and include a process name and process number. A data store is where a process stores data between processes for later retrieval by that same process or another one. Files and tables are considered data stores. Data store names, plural, are simple but meaningful, such as customers, orders, and products. Data stores are usually drawn as a rectangle with the right-hand side missing and a label by the name of the data storage area it represents, though different notations do exist. Data flow is the movement of data between the entity, the process, and the data store. Data flow portrays the interface between the components of the DFD. The flow of data in a DFD is named to reflect the nature of the data used. These names should also be unique within a specific DFD. Data flow is represented by an arrow, where an arrow is annotated with the data name. Data flow is represented by an arrow supported by the data name from an entity, process, or data store. The data flow diagram shapes and what they're called. External entities, which are oblong. An external entity with a line in the top left corner indicates that there is more than one. Process. Processes will be in a rectangular shape. An example of a simple process is shown below. Data store. The data store symbol is a rectangle with a rectangle open at one end and the ID at the other. Data flow. The symbol for data flow is a simple arrow showing the direction of the flow. Here is an example of a DFD exam question. A customer wants to order some items from a company over the telephone. They have a trade account that lets them order without paying immediately. Here is a list of the procedures that take place to fulfill the order. The customer phones and a salesperson answers it. Salesperson asks for the item codes they want to order. The salesperson looks up if each item is in stock. All items in stock are included in the order. The total cost of the order is calculated by looking up all the price of the items in the order. Customer is given the order that can be delivered and its total cost. Customer accepts or declines the order. Accepted orders are sent to the dispatch department. Declined orders are cancelled. And on the next slide you'll see a DFD diagram.